getting into conscious consumption and how we as consumers can have kind of a roadmap when we're trying to consume more consciously. So the first thing I recommend is just educating yourself about the plant. Plant 101. We have to take personal responsibility for and find what works for us and our specific needs, because we all are very unique and our body reacts differently to different things, especially if you're on some type of medication or anything. We're just all unique and different. So we have to educate ourselves and take responsibility for that. It can come down to learning about terpenes, which are the aromatic compounds that determine the scent for many flowers and herbs, and also cannabinoids, which are the chemical compounds in cannabis, such as THC, CBN, CBG, and I think there's even more, I think A or X or something. Again, a lot to educate yourself on. In addition to this, the endocannabinoid system and how these cannabinoids interact with each other. So the endocannabinoid system regulates stuff like sleep and mood, um, reproduction, memory, appetite. All these things are, help regulate our body, and the cannabinoids interact differently with them. So definitely educate yourself. Is probably one of the first things you want to do. So, for example, learning the pros and cons of different things, and your body may change as well. So, for example, I don't know about anybody else, but when I first started consuming, I just wanted to get high. I didn't care how, I didn't care, what it was. I was just like, okay, I want to get high. But now that I'm older and more educated, and since I've had my daughter, I learned that when I got pregnant and I started smoking sativas, my anxiety went through the roof. So I had to adjust and be agile and start doing more CBD. So things like that. The next thing you want to look at is how are you going to consume this? Are you going to do bongs? We saw that the beautiful bongs that Doreen has, joints, blunts, J's. How are you consuming? And for example, if you're going to do bongs, I recommend using hemp wick. Hemp wick allows for you to take the butane out of your consumption. So instead of lighting your bong and inhaling this butane that is in the lighters, you light your hemp wick, which is just beeswax, and then you go from there. So you're not consuming butane, because that's no bueno. And then another thing is taking personal responsibility. Is joint holders. I love going to sessions. I don't mind sharing. I'm not advocating for sharing, but a lot of us still do. And I want to be responsible for not giving you what I may or may not have. And I don't want to get what you have. So we have joint holders. This is just one example. Also, I forgot to mention in the beginning, I am doing a giveaway as well. I'm going to give away a few chill stones at the end when once I ask some questions, and we'll give those. I will connect with those winners as well. So joint holders, another way to kind of share responsibly and just be responsible all around. So now that you're educated, we want to shop. So we want to shop with brands that align with our values. So we're looking at mission statements. What are their business practices? And how does it align with our values? You can find brands that specifically focus on diversity inclusion. I love inclusive based, Can Inclusive and Almost Consulting created a catalog for minority owned businesses across the US. You can tap into that and support women and BIPOC or minority and queer owned businesses. That is definitely one way. And then also you can ensure that your purchases support equity businesses as well. So shopping in stores that are owned by unrepresented communities is another valuable way that gives us as consumers that control. So using our dollars wisely. Another great platform that I love is Jane. They have a digital platform for cannabis brands that now allows tags for dispensaries and minority-owned cannabis businesses, you can use those different tags on their platform to filter out certain brands that, again, align with your values. Another way is to support our local cultivators. So supporting eco-conscious companies that utilize sustainable practices in their processing as well as their packaging is another way to be a conscious consumer. So quality over quantity. There's a lot of mass consumption, or they produce a lot, but it's not always the best quality. So you definitely want to look for quality over quantity. So again, how are these brands? So now that you've educated yourself on the brand values, how are these brands treating our precious Mother Earth? So finding, again, companies that have sustainable practices from seed to sell. Are they environmentally responsible? Let me look at some of these comments. Are they responsible? Do they have any zero waste programs? Are they reducing energy consumption? For example, there's a dispensary in New York, I believe, that has reusable bags for your first visit. And if you bring the bag back, they'll give you a 10% discount. So that's another way to promote zero waste. And are these companies certified? There's certification companies out there that will give their stamp of approval to ethical businesses that are using ethical practices, and even, like, again, sustainable packages. Sustainable packaging. Another way that we can continue to be conscious consumers is advocating for cannabis reform. We all know the awful statistics for minorities that are locked up for non-violent cannabis offenses. So what we can do is we can vote locally, engage with your local city, county government, and then sometimes that is the most powerful way to bring about change. We can also sign petitions at the state level. Online petitions, call your legislators, and again, just talking about your consumption with friends and family and your kids. It allows for the destigmatization and normalization of cannabis. So those are like the main ways to consume consciously. You want to educate yourself first, and then once you're ready to shop, find brands that align with your values. Find brands that have social equity programs, so they're giving back to the communities that may have been disenfranchised. And then finding brands that have sustainable practices. So again, we're being kind to Mother Earth. And within this, some tips that, from a branding perspective, that I can give is consumers, we naturally want to buy from brands that we trust, brands that have a purpose, brands that will educate us. Education empowers us. It empowers us and serves our unique experience. The more we know, the more we can, figure out what works and what doesn't work for us. So marketing intentionally with proper grow practices and just being proactive and having that advocacy around human individuality. So I did want to give away a few chill stones. Can you add link to the references? Yes, I can. I will. All right, so I'm going to give away a few chill stones. What is one of the cannabinoids that I mentioned? Thank you. So if anyone can name just one cannabinoid that I mentioned earlier, I'm going to connect with you after to give you a chill stone. Wendy. Oh, Wendy, I saw you first. Thank you at the top, Wendy. Let me write your name down so I don't miss you, and I'll message you separately. Wendy Borman. Okay. All right. Let's go. What's another one? Let me see. What is an example of a brand? Excuse me. No, let me not use that one. Um, let's see. Okay, the endocannabinoid system. What are some of the roles, or what are some of the functions that it regulates within us? I think I named about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is one of the endocannabinoid functions that I mentioned? Sleep. Yes. Thank you. I got you for. Oh, wait, nope. Nervous system. Lauren. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. These are going too fast. Katie. Katie at the top. Becker. Let me write you down. I got you. I got you. Thank you. I have 2 more to give away. KTHAWBAKA. All right. What are one of the ways I mentioned that you could advocate for cannabis reform? Oh, and here are the chill stones. Don't look at my nails that are not done yet that I need to do over. Cute little ladybug. I will give you it'll come with the gold chain as well. Let's see. The last question was, what is one of the ways that you can advocate for cannabis reform? Through, okay. How can you advocate for cannabis reform? What can you do? Write the Congress? Yes. Vote with your dollars, conscious consumerism. I think the closest one is writing to Congress. I mentioned voting, um, engaging with your local county governments, signing petitions at the state level. Yep. Okay, Desiree, I got you. Desiree T. All right, I got one more. All right, what are terpenes? Desiree Taryn. Same person, right? What are terpenes? And this will be the last chill stone I'm giving away. And I will connect with you individually. Oh, Taryn. Flavor, smells, aromatics. Got it. I feel like there were two that came in. Hold on. This thing is moving so fast. Determine the scent of many flowers and herbs. All right. So scent. It is the scent. So I think there's two Desirees. All right. Desiree P. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate you all. And again, I will connect with the individual winners after.